I used to make six figures. I have a degree. I have multiple project management certifications, decades of self-build and experience, and a resume that should make me highly employable. And alas, I have been unemployed for a year and a half. I have applied for hundreds of jobs, and I got one interview. One. I knew the people. I volunteered for that organization. I aced the interview, and they ghosted me. Now I am broke. I am nearly homeless. I'm completely out of retirement money. I am unable to afford the medication that keeps my chronic illness under control, and I'm rapidly running out of polite ways to describe what is happening to ordinary Americans. I'm an ordinary American. So I have decided to conduct one final professional experiment. I am rewriting my LinkedIn profile, my resume, my cover letters, and all my social media. And I'm going to tell corporations the truth. I will work hard. I will solve difficult problems. I will help your organization succeed. How am I going to do this, you ask? I am going to drink the corporate Kool-Aid. I'm going to lie to employees. I'm going to destroy people's livelihoods and perform moral gymnastics so that billionaires can extract another fraction of a percentage point in profit. That's all. Let's find out whether this kind of honesty makes me employed.
Okay. First off, welcome back if you are familiar with this channel. And if you are not, new viewers, welcome, welcome. Okay, let's take a look here. So we have a lady who is, I guess, retirement age. She's in her mid 60s because she said that she's basically broke. Now, she says she is an ordinary American. And I got lots of notes here, fam. So, all right. She says that she is basically an ordinary American. Let me tell you something. It is not a requirement that to be an ordinary American, you must frivolously spend away your six-figure salary over the years so you can make a TikTok in your 60s saying how broke you are. That is not a requirement of an ordinary American. It is not a requirement of an ordinary American to increase your lifestyle every time you make more money. So again, you can make a broke ass TikTok in your 60s saying how broke you are. Now, I like to be, this is a kind and caring channel. All right. We do care. I care a lot, clearly. But what I've also have learned from my financial history and listening to the financial history of other people is a lot of people don't face the actual truth about their financial situation or whatever situation they're in that is unpleasant in their life. They don't face the truth about it. So they kind of live in this little bubble. And when somebody does speak at the truth, then it becomes, oh, you're mean, hostile, you're being insensitive, whatever. Okay. But let's look at some absolute truths here. She made six figures a year. Doesn't that put her something like in nearly the top, is it 1% now if you can break six-figure a year income? I should have looked that up. But again, I really watch these TikToks for the first time with you guys after I edit out all the swear words and stuff. I don't absorb what they're saying. So, but I believe it's like in the top 1% or something like that. If you can break six figures, she made it to the top. And she can't say she didn't get there because she said it. And she's a woman too. All right. And she's older. So she really, God bless her, she broke some barriers there. All right. And she made it to the top. So what did she do with all that money over the years? Perhaps maybe raise some kids on it. Don't know if she's married, divorced. She doesn't really divulge that. But here's the bottom line. It doesn't even matter. That really doesn't. What matters is what did you do with all that money over the decades that you made it? And again, just like I said, it is not a requirement to be an ordinary American that you have to spend everything so that you're broke in your later years and apparently unable to retire. She says here she's been unemployed for a year and a half. She's applied to, quote, hundreds of jobs. Unfortunately, you get to an age, we all do, where if you have not seeded your income for retirement, it could be a real challenge to retire in the manner and in the timeline that you would like. I have told you before, I do not believe it is ever too late to change your financial ways. I really don't. But I do believe, and I stand firmly on this, I do believe that it can be way too late, a little too late, whatever, for you to live the lifestyle you could have lived had you made changes, even so much as 10, 15 years before retirement. Even. And why? Because let's face it, your highest earning years are typically before you retire. So even if you haven't done a whole lot of savings, you go, hey, you know what? I got 10 years left. I got 15 years left. I'm going to give it everything I have. I'm stopping all lifestyle creep. I'm going to downsize if I have to. I'm going into that Toyota Corolla, the car that I drive. All right. It's never too late to change that or to change your mindset. But I genuinely believe it is too late to be able to put your finances in such a position that you could have the lifestyle that you might have liked or could have, had during retirement. She says she aced the interview that at a place she volunteered at. Let us remember, volunteering is not the same as being hired for the job. And as much as we don't like to admit it, and it's tough for me too, because, I just turned 59. The bottom line is they may have been looking and probably were looking for someone perhaps who's younger, could stay with the organization longer, because it's very different going from volunteer to a paid salary job. Most companies and places will take you as a freebie for a volunteer, whatever. They'll put up with whatever attitude you may or may not have because you're just a volunteer. Not knocking volunteer, but it's not the same as being on the payroll and the organization is looking at longevity. She says here she doesn't have money for a medication and could be homeless. Again, let me remind you that is not a requirement to be an American, not saving and not planning. She says that she's going to basically, and I don't know if she means this facetiously or not, but let's take her for her word. She's going to create a new profile and basically be the person who drinks the corporate Kool-Aid. Here's my response to that. Honey, you should have done that about 20, 25 years ago. You see, it's a little hard in your 60s when you're nearing broke and homeless and you can barely afford your medication to go, now I'm going to redo the career that I have and I'm going to drink the corporate Kool-Aid. I'll question all my morals and values later because that's what she was talking about. I'm going to question all of that stuff later. And now, world, I'm ready to play the role that I should have played 25 years ago. Again, she might have been facetious with that. This is a cold message to those who think that you'll never reach this age, or to those who believe, you know what, I'm going to spend it all now. I don't care. I'll deal with it later. Trust me, you do not want to deal with it later. And you know what? Even if you're one of those that goes, but I might not live long enough to spend the money. Who cares? Who cares? It will go to somebody that you love. All right. That's what you do with it. Because I'm the type, I don't care. I do not care. All right. I would rather have the money and know that that I've done sound minded steps to prepare for my retirement than to not have it and actually reach that age and go, oh crap, I have absolutely nothing. She is a good, cold, hard reminder. It's not what you make, it's what you keep.
33 years old. I don't have a job.
She said she's 33.
I don't have a car. I have been living in this hotel for the last 2 years. I have gained so much weight. My sleep schedule is all over the place. I stay up all night, sleep half the day. I spend way too much time on this phone. Yeah, I don't have no stuff. I am stuffless, and I am so tired. I'm tired of waking up every day wondering how I'm finna pay for this hotel room. I'm tired of always saying tomorrow, 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 tomorrow. I'm tired of feeling like my life is on pause. I am not happy at all. Every day I get up, I tell myself tomorrow. Okay, girl, tomorrow. Tomorrow is the day. We changing our life tomorrow. All for tomorrow to get here, and I do the same exact thing I did the day before.
I think she's probably suffering from depression. For those not looking at the screen, well, she's not morbidly obese. Matter of fact, she's not even to me close to that. But you can tell she's out of shape. She doesn't go to the gym. That's very clear. She's sitting in her bonnet. She has the same back scratcher I think I own, or one of my many back scratchers, and she's just basically holding it, tapping it in her hand, and talking about how she basically has no incentive to get out of bed and do anything. You got to be careful, guys. If you allow your body, mind, and brain to get lazy, it will get lazy. This is why even when I retire, and I can't retire until I'm 68 because I need 30 years with the district. Okay. But even when I retire, I'm still going to be up and moving. I got to have a reason to get up and out of bed. And in her case, it's clear she's suffering most likely from depression. I am no doctor, but it's depressing. Have you ever had a friend that's so depressing you actually cannot hang around them? I've had that. And she had clinical depression, and God love her, but I would go visit her and the shades would be drawn and she was depressed. I actually had to stop visiting her. And part of that was due to my mental health history. I cannot be around someone who has clinical depression that cannot or will not work to get out of it. Not because you're depressed. Please don't misunderstand that. We're talking to the point that when you go and visit them, nothing you do can cheer them up, and they won't do anything with you either. In other words, they live in that bubble. Okay. I've been there. I understand it. I think one of my saving graces is I always worked, though. I always had to get out of bed. I always held a job, even if it was close to minimum wage. And I genuinely believe that that was a huge contribution as to why I was eventually able to pull myself out of it.
Make sure breathe good. Apply to jobs. Stress about how we're going to make it. Go to sleep. Wake up. Repeat. Every single day. I cut the excuses out. Like, I am full of excuses. I continue to blame everything that I have gone through, everything around me. And I just got to be honest with myself. Jasmine, you need to get up.
These comments are in response to the video. Her baby daddies are both in prison. Here we go. John Mel, sucks to be your kids. They deserved better. No sympathy for you at all. MS Sport, I feel sorry for those kids. As they get older, their daddies are in jail and mommy's making a fool of herself on the internet. Give me 15 to 20 years from now, they're going to look back and see this mommy and daddy. Absolutely agree. The kids do get older. MGP 200, proud contributor of the declining birth rate here. Many reasons why I won't have kids. Cannot fathom having kids in these situations these ladies find themselves in. Absolutely wild. And let's remember those ladies that like to say, oh, this is just the will that God, gave me, or, well, I guess I just was led down this path. Nope, these are all choices. Let's see here. We have, it looks like a Jamie Z. Unfortunately, when her kids grow up and see this, they will think nothing of it because this will be their norm and all that they have ever known, thus continuing the cycle. I'm sure I botched up your handle there. I apologize. Absolutely. And I think that's a very valid point. To people like us, we think, oh my goodness, look at what's going to happen. The kids are going to see mom and dad down the road as the kids get older. But there is a chance that they'll go, oh, we were raised like this.